Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by reviewing a TV show that was inspired by a movie. And I'm gonna make this short as possible because when it comes to TV shows, I really don't care for them really, even if they're good. So I'm not gonna be that type of person to be really binge watching an entire season or two of any show at all, even if it's great. So just don't out there, folks. Don't expect this to be a common routine of a channel reviewing TV shows and whatnot. I guess this is more of a movie reviewing channel, if anything, I guess. And I mean, yes, I've occasionally spoken about TV shows, like from time to time, but that's more like a rare occasion, really, if anything. So I guess let's just cut to the chase because I'm trying to do my best to keep this as short as humanly possible. So the TV program I'm going to be talking about is the one titled Once Upon a Time, Season 4. Yes, I know, before anyone tells me I'm skipping 1, 2, and 3 just to get to this. But if I'm going to be honest here, I'm just reviewing it because of Elsa and Anna. Yeah, that's it. Yes, said it.
Big whoop, wanna fight about it?
And also, for the one asshole that copied my name and whatnot and stole my picture, I got a special message for you.
Suck my presidential cock, bitch!
Fourth season of Once Upon a Time is this ABC fantasy drama program, and it was made for like this type of Disney themed kind of storyline. So, as far as I'm concerned, there's a good enough reason to do that. Yes, I know there seems a rather shallow reason to do so, but hey, it's my YouTube channel and I do whatever I want with it. Though honestly, it does seem rather odd seeing Elsa in a more modern time because the movies took place in a very, back in the day, in the past sort of thing. But this one, whatever, I guess. It's like supposed to be like how this place is. It's technically modern, but it looks old, like the way back in the day. Is that what that is? I guess. Lovely. Okay, whatever. As usual, I do have to talk about the plot, so let's just dive right in as well, folks. In the first episode, titled A Tale of Two Sisters, we get to see that, yeah, let's just say there's someone that's struggling to cope with the arrival in storybook. Yeah, storybook thing will be very important in the overall story. Because this is supposed to take place in like an alternate reality kind of thing, like a hypothetical or whatever. Like a what if scenario, I suppose. But anyway, there's also this mysterious woman that's roaming around town after engaging in a battle with the time portal. Yeah, time traveling. Yeah, that's a thing in this movie. It has something to do with some portal or whatever. And out of all the things you would use for a frozen thing, it had to be time travel? Really? Okay. Seems a bit of an odd of a choice here. It's because of this one lady, and she's the bad guy. And that's why it happens, I suppose. Okay. I'm thinking maybe there's a reason for this to occur. There must be some sort of purpose. Maybe there's an opportunity she's seeking or wants to do something. At least in the Back to the Future movies, that had a purpose, really, for the whole time traveling and whatnot. But within the context of this TV show, however, it just comes out as though she's just doing it just for the sake of it. She's bad just because. So, yeah, a lot of what's going on with this show happens for its own sake. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, and then in the other episode, episode 2, Wipeout, we get to see that Elsa had accidentally places Emma's life in danger when she traps both of them inside this icy cave as flashbacks show Anna help a younger Charming to fight a warlord and whatnot. But okay. And just so you know, for Emma, Character of Emma is her right here, Blondie over here. And yeah, she will play an important part of the story because she has her own thing going on, of course. Yeah, there's plenty of characters going on in this film, and they all have their own thing, of course. But then for episode 3, Rocky Road, when this icy spell is casted upon a character, the residents of Storybrook place the blame on Elsa, unaware of the mysterious woman who is running the town's ice cream parlor and has the same powers as Elsa. Okay, seems kind of stupid, but alright. Then for episode 4, The Apprentice, we get to see that Hook asks Gold for his hand to be reattached for the first date with Emma. And as flashbacks show the audience Anna made a deal with Rapunzel. So yeah, think about that, folks. Rapunzel and Elsa in the same storyline. Well, that's something I never thought would hear. But anyway, then for another episode, episode 5, Breaking Glass. So we get to see more, of these individuals, especially this one person who really teams up with Emma to research the Snow Queen. After, let's just say, there's a certain character that does discover her whereabouts, and again, we were treated with flashbacks. Yeah, there's plenty of flashbacks in the show, folks. And this time around, it shows a young Emma that befriends a girl, of course, whom, like her, is a runaway orphan and whatnot. And then for another episode, episode 6, Family Business, Emma becomes determined to discover that the Snow Queen's plan, after discovering she was once a foster mother and Belle shortens for the Snow Queen's hideout. And again, more flashbacks. Oh boy. I guess you can say to show that whole travel to Arendelle. Of course, Arendelle be the place where Elsa and Anna lives, of course. There's that. And if I'm going to be honest here, folks, this is not a very good TV show. I really didn't like it at all. There's a lot of characters to keep up with, and a lot of storylines. But if I make a compliment about the show, if I give it any credit, is that I really did like the people, the two women who they chose to be casted as Elsa and Anna. Those two women are really ideal. They fit those roles perfectly. If the characters of Elsa and Anna were going to be depicted in live action, I really would want them to be in it. So yeah, these two women right here, they're perfect for the role. Yeah, they're great. They have the personality down. They have the character traits, or the quirks and whatnot. And the dialogue goes along with their. Well, at least they're trying to make the dialogue go well with them. And they act like the characters. They look like the characters. If anything, that actually pisses me off even more because the rest of the show isn't very good. The best bits of the show, I can say it's with them, is how these two characters interact with each other. Because the two actresses really embody the two characters as if they were in live action, and they really do that really, really well. It's just the rest of it is garbage. And yeah, that really angers me that I give a compliment. Okay, you thinking the fact that I would give it a good compliment would be a good thing, but the fact it's a good thing pissed me off because it's wasted upon with the rest of the stuff. Why do they have to be a part of the story anyway? I mean, I know it has something to do with the time traveling or whatever. They have to come to the real world and whatnot. But why? It just happens just for the sake of it. They're in the story just for the sake of it. A lot of stuff that happens within the TV show just happens for its own sake. It's just kind of stupid when you think about it. Kind of reminds me of the Han Solo film. The movie itself is fine, I guess, but this character, this droid, she pissed me off. Notice the fact that I have to address the gender. Why do I have to do that? Why do I have to be really specific on how the character's gender or whatever? I mean, I know R2D2 is a guy or whatever, but in this context of the story of Han Solo, Just comes off, it just happened just for the sake of it. That droid isn't there just for the sake of it. That droid wants to do things, cause a revolution, just for the sake of it. Come on. People wouldn't mind it if this entire thing just focused upon their conflict. Else on Anna fighting somebody, maybe? I would be fine with that. But there's so many other characters that appear in this program. When I say quite a few, I mean quite a few. So they have to make a big enough story that's grand enough to, I guess, to have all these characters in one big story, I guess. That seems gigantic enough, I suppose. So to some extent, it did feel inflated as a result of this. And yeah, I didn't like that really. I mean, I'm not gonna really say anything much about the special effects. I mean, they're not very good, really, but the special effects is coming from a TV show that didn't have that big of a budget anyway, and it's a TV show. When it comes to making TV shows, they usually have more of a strict schedule compared to, let's say, making a movie. When you're making a movie, you have a bit more time, I guess, but not really a TV show. So I guess I'll give it some slack. I guess because of that, but still, a bit more effort in the special effects would have been nice. Of course, a lot of these characters have their own thing going on. Of course, their own storyline or whatever, sub-story, whatever. So, in the grand scheme of things, Elsa is brought by accident from this enchanted forest of the past to present day story broke in search of her sister Anna. With the help of Emma, Elsa discovers her past with the mysterious Snow Queen. Emma learns that the Snow Queen was her former faster parent, whom basically has plans to replace her long distant sisters with Emma and Elsa with the spell of this thing, and then this led to the Snow Queen undoing, and let's just say this other character, Mr. Gold, and let's just say there's the own thing going on with that as well. Then there's the thing with the Queens of Darkness, which pretty much consists of Magnificent, the one bad guy from the one evil villain character from Little Mermaid, and yeah, quite a few villains from other Disney type story films or whatever show up, and yeah, it just turns into this one big thing and whatnot. So let's just say crazy stuff happens throughout the entire movie, and from the movies to the show, I should say. And by the way, of course, it's not really canon to the movies, really, to any of these movies, like at all. But yeah, this is brought up because, I guess, because of popular characters and whatnot, trying to make it seem like these characters will coexist in the same story, even though, despite the fact that a lot of the Disney characters appear in different time periods, I guess, from their own movies, but can use the whole time travel bit or whatever so that they can coexist in the same story, despite the fact in their own movies they take place in different timelines or whatever. But yeah, it becomes one confusing mess, folks. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm not exactly too keen on that really, on how it's done really, because they're trying to have so much going on and have so many characters, and these characters have their own thing going on, their own backstory or whatever. I know this is a TV show, but even as a TV show, it feels like a big clustered mess as a whole, folks. I mean, I do see potential in this, of course, but I do think it would just been much better if it was centered around Elsa and Anna and their own struggles. Maybe you can keep Emma, I guess. She can be a part of it, and the one bad guy character showed earlier. I mean, if you want to keep that, sure. Maybe sometimes keeping it to the bare minimum of characters can sometimes be much better. If anything, my complaint, as if it wasn't obvious enough, is the way it was handled with these characters. So I didn't like what was done here, folks. Like, at all. I mean, okay, yes, I've seen worse. That is true. I've seen far, far worse than this. Folks, just to name a few, I guess, that I felt were infinitely worser than this. If worser is a word, I guess. Like, just any of these programs out here, I thought were like 1,000 times much more shittier than this TV program, I guess. None of these I ever liked. I mean, I'm not gonna show every bad TV show I've seen because there's a lot of them I've watched, but I'm just gonna use these as an example of what I'm talking about, I guess you can say, because all of these are garbage in their own ways. They're all really bad. So yeah, folks, I didn't like none of these. I can say they were far worse than this show. I mean, that does not mean the show is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a bit more competently made compared to those I just showed you. Still, why does it have to have so many villains in one show? I don't get it. That's confusing. Emma is supposed to be the hero of the story or whatever. That's fine. But we even get quite a few hero characters in the story as well. So, if anything, this just feels like an overly stuffed turkey, if anything. Video game GoldenEye, that's a what if scenario where all the James Bond villain characters could have just fought each other. Could have done the same thing in this show. Yeah. You keep Elsa and Anna be part of the story along with Emma, I guess. Why the villains just fought each other? You could have done that since this entire thing, just like that game, it's a what if thing anyway. So this entire show just came off like a wasted opportunity, if you ask me. Ah, damn it, it's Mr. Monkey. How many times do I have to tell you I'm not gonna buy you these god awful shows or movies? No, 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 no. Folks, I better wrap things up because it's been going for quite some time. Oh, speaking of what if scenarios, Star Wars did that too. With some of their lore. I mean, it's not really canon really, but they're taking some of the elements of stories that are canon and just got different twist to it, go a different direction. And like an alternate history kind of a thing. Which was this TV show was kind of going at anyway. So again, like I just said, this entire show came off like a wasted opportunity, if anything. And don't get me wrong, folks, I don't hate this show, really. I don't necessarily hate it. Like some of the bad shows I just showed. But still, I don't remember what the storyline was, but I forgot the name of the book. But there was a book for Star Wars stories where it's a what if for Han Solo, whom basically went down to Earth with the natives, like long and long ago, and the Native Americans. I mean, before America was built, and gave him highly advanced technology, and let's just say things just grew from there. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do when it comes to what if situations. And again, I don't keep hammering this in, but that pisses me off because potential is wasted here. It really, whatever. I mean, the acting wasn't good either, really. I mean, some of the acting was actually kind of decent, I guess, some of it. But the thing that pissed me off the most when it comes to the show, as you can guess, is the narrative. It's the narrative that really made me mad. Alright, folks, I better wrap things up because, like I said, it's just not a very good show. Not my most hated, sure, but still not a very constructed show at all. Yeah, some of the acting was kind of okay, I guess. Some of it's actually quite good sometimes, but other times it was kind of decent to bad-ish. But whatever, I guess. Whatever. I'll give this show, at least at the very least this season anyway, an overall rating of a 4.6 out of 10. It gets a 4.6 out of 10 for me. And as always, thanks for watching, and take care.